To continue our discussion on ICE operations in Minnesota, we're now joined by Randy Sutton, retired Las Vegas police lieutenant and both founder and chairman of the Wounded Blue. Randy, thank you for joining us today. First, your thoughts on Homan's news that we're going to see greater cooperation between ICE and the state.
Well, I think this is a big win for the Trump administration. And basically, this is what they've been asking all along is simple cooperation between the penal institution in Minnesota and ICE. You know, for years, literally for years, there has been cooperation. When ICE puts a detainer on someone, the prison or the county jail, depending on which case, has notified ICE and said, okay, you know, the detainer is this. Please notify us within 48 hours of a release of someone who we need to pick up. And there's never been a problem with this until this insanity that's taken place. And that is what has been causing all of this consternation and this mass protest against ICE. It has been really dictated by the policies of sanctuary states and sanctuary cities.
And Vice President J.D. Vance has said he's only seeing this in Minnesota and not really in other states. But I actually have a clip here that I would like you to react to. So let's take a look at that.
Well, first of all, about the organization and the funding of the attacks on ICE. I'm not going to answer a lot about that because I'm not going to show our hand, but they'll be held accountable. Justice is coming.
So having heard that, Randy, how important is it that law enforcement gets to the bottom of these attacks on federal agents?
All right, so I literally just came back 3 days ago from Minneapolis. I was up there with the Wounded Blue, helping injured and disabled officers up there who have been, been suffering from all the post-traumatic stress that goes along with what's been happening. And I developed quite a bit of information from this. This is a highly organized and well-funded approach from the left that is literally dumping tens and thousands of dollars into this anti-ICE, anti-immigration enforcement effort. And they're highly organized. They have an incredible intelligence network. And so I understand why Tom Homan isn't talking about it, because this is going to require an immense investigation and people need to be held accountable.
So you've probably seen videos of what appears to be anti-ICE demonstrators using software to communicate and organize. Some are surprised by the level of organization they're seeing, and others report that some may even have access to license plate databases. So, I mean, are you surprised at all by all this?
Well, I am. I can't say that I'm surprised. I'm deeply. I've got a lot of issues here with the way that the enforcement aspect has been going. There needs to be a full FBI investigation into the funding of this organized insurrection. And believe me, I was there on the ground. I saw it with my own eyes. It is a highly organized effort here to interfere with the government. This isn't being done by some people in Minneapolis who are upset about the situation. These are paid protesters, paid agitators, trained and professional. Now you add to that you got to call those who are weak-minded and involve themselves in this situation, but there is a well-funded issue here, and they are the major parties responsible for the violence.
So, Randy, I'm very curious to get your thoughts on a specific case of Alex Preddy. So I want to play this video now.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy.
What are you thinking after seeing that?
Well, this is not a surprise at all. He's been part of the issue here. There are a lot of individuals who have been brought into the mix here. It's really crazy how people react or act when they're in a mob situation, and clearly this individual has been involved in this agitation for an extended period of time. The fact that he armed himself to attack law enforcement, you know, I hate to say this, but if you're going to attack law enforcement and you're going to arm yourself at the same time, what do you think law enforcement's response is going to be when they gauge a deadly threat? Here's the thing. Law enforcement, you don't need to draw that gun. You don't need to point it at a police officer or law enforcement officer for them to infer a threat. Simply being armed and having that threat available is a situation that escalates any law enforcement response.
I think you make an important point there, Randy, that you are allowed to exercise your Second Amendment rights, but you are not allowed to exercise your Second Amendment rights while breaking the law. So I just want to ask you one last question here. And based on the news that Homan gave today, are you hopeful that the chaos perhaps we're seeing in Minnesota will subside?
I actually think that this is a really positive sign. If the state of Minnesota and the counties who actually house most of the prisoners who need to be turned over to ICE, if they cooperate and they adhere to the doctrine of the ICE detainers, I think we will see a massive de-escalation of what is taking place and a massive elimination of the threats towards law enforcement. And I think we will see peace return to Minneapolis.
Okay, Randy, really great speaking with you and appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.